CPI came out this morning. Things are looking pretty good. We're going to talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back here again to talk with you guys on the show that is all about what's real, what's hype, and what you should be paying attention to in the news of real estate and mortgages out there right now. I got Rich Jefferson here again with me today. And Rich, man, it is summer. It is hot. Things are heating up in the economy and in the weather. How are you guys sitting there over in Arizona? What's the temperature like?
It's hot.
Yeah,
It's
man,
hot. Like we're 100 degrees, and here I am coming to Houston and tomorrow, and it's supposed to be 100 degrees.
yeah, it's hot
So,
here too.
so
So there
I
will
can't
be
even escape
no, yeah, there will be no relief for you here. But like I said at the top, it is hot here and it is heating up in the economy. Things are going a little nuts, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, and just kind of spitfire some questions back and forth about all the different indicators that we're seeing out there in the marketplace, whether that would be just the general economy, the stock market, the housing economy. Things are just seem to be a little bit everywhere, but things generally seem to be going okay in the broader economy, which is a little confusing considering everything that's going on with inflation and housing and all the things that we care about. So, Rich, let's talk about it. I pulled an article today from USA Today, but generally it's just talking about the CPI report that came out early this morning. Can you tell us just a little bit about what was in that report?
Yeah, well, CPI, there's a great chart in that article that shows where CPI has gone over the last 12 months. And, we started at 9.1%. And what was the reading this morning? 4%,
4%.
roughly. So, we've come a long way, but it's still hot, right? You look around, wages are up, prices up. I mean, the cost of eggs are down, so that's a good thing.
That's right.
But cost of ground beef, and there's all kinds of reasons. But the Fed's job is it appears to be working, and we'll see where we go from here.
Yeah, and I talked about a little bit of the conflicting information. So obviously, this is a good thing that inflation's gone down. Last month we were at 4.9, saying 4% this year. We'll see what the adjustments are, but month over month we're only up 0.1% as opposed to I think maybe a little like closer to 1% month over month last month. And so that's a big deal. This is a pretty steep drop from last month, and that's kind of what we expected as things leveled out. And we had really, really, really high inflation month over month a year ago. And so this month, looking back a year, comparing those two times, we can expect things to be lower and lower each month. So good news on that front, but we have a lot of other indicators that we're looking at. Obviously, we just talked about inflation, but jobs are up. There's a lot of openings still. People are still looking for work. That means that competition is high, which the second indicator is that wages are continuing to go up. And all those things would typically play into higher inflation, right?
Yeah, definitely. But you've got the Fed pulling. That Fed fund rate makes it hard for businesses to borrow money. So banks and businesses. So everything is more expensive. It's just that the consumer is still buying at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, a year ago, but still at a very high level.
Yeah, I think we're spending money on the things that we have to spend on. But I think maybe what's happening here, and this is just speculation, is that as we continue to see all these headlines about inflation and about recession, possibly, that people are maybe pulling back on the things that maybe they don't need. And so some of that spending's pulled down a little bit. But if you look at the charts, yeah, consumer spending is still through the roof. The other thing that's been happening over the past week, Rich, is that I don't know if you're paying attention to it, but stock market is kind of going gangbusters right now.
Yeah.
What do you think that's about?
I have no idea. I watch CNBC all day long, so run in the background to try to get an understanding. Listen, the companies are still selling product. A
Yeah.
lot of products being sold, profits are up. A lot of the problems during COVID are pretty much behind in terms of the shipping costs and backlogs of product. All of that is caught up and given these businesses a really good opportunity to catch up on what was missed during COVID. So that's what we're seeing right now. Heck, look at what's happening to real estate. Yes, applications are down. There's not as many people out looking for homes, and just because there's no inventory. You know, prices are skyrocketing. Again, we're starting to
Mhm.
see prices go up in real estate. So, and that's bound to happen because when you have low inventory and still a lot of people looking to buy, prices are going to climb. And that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, if you look at the charts, you can kind of see prices peaking last June. We're getting close. We're back in June now. Things have been creeping up. We're not quite to where we were last year, but we've seen over the past 3 to 4 months that those prices have, while they dipped after last summer, they've started to creep back up. And that's only projected because of what you've been saying, Rich, because of what is the reality out there is that inventory is low, demand is still high, and it's coming back around. And those, it's a supply demand question, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. So if you got slow supply and you got high demand, prices are going to go up. And so, how are we talking to our people about that right now? I mean, there's so many indicators. We just talked about like a million of them. But what really matters in this economy when it comes to housing is what we just talked about: supply and demand. And so, how are we coaching our people to coach their borrowers, buyers about this reality?
Well, what really matters is how the buyer feels. So, prices are up, rates are up. Still, people want to own a home. It is the number one best vehicle for wealth in the United States. So that's not going to change. People want to own homes. The problem is the rates are up, therefore the payments are up. And so we have to get creative and look for alternative loan products that are going to assist a buyer in a comfortable payment. Now, keep in mind, they're fully qualified on the maximum payment. And I'm really referring to all the buy downs. They're qualified on the maximum interest rate on that fix when everything adjusts. It's just they get to experience a smaller payment for the first, 2 or 3 years. And so that has been, with the help of sellers funding those buy downs, that has been a big product for us. So we just need to make sure that the borrower feels comfortable with the product, the payment, and then we move forward and keep coaching, keep them motivated.
That's exactly right. I think the biggest demotivator is just like trying to find that right house in such a tight market. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are still looking, but if it does come to, I just don't understand why things are so high right now. I want things to come down. You got to be coaching your people out there that the realities of the market are that it's just doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. That demand is, through the roof again. Prices are going up like we've seen. Rates are going to vary, but we have no way to predict what they're going to do. So, coaching our people and coaching our buyers about what to do and how to think about that is part of our job. So, go out there and make it happen. Hey, another way that you can be making things happen right now is to market yourself well. I want to remind everyone we put together a free resource. It's 5 ways that you can get ahead right now in your marketing. There's action items in there. It's completely free. I want you guys to go check that out. It's at todayinmortgages.com/marketing. Again, that's todayinmortgages.com/marketing. Go get that free resource and get ahead in your marketing today so you can succeed tomorrow. Hey, Rich, I don't think we need to really rate this article. There was just some data in there about CPI. But do you have any final thoughts about where things are heading right now?
Well, I mean, look at what the Fed is seeing some success. They're
Mm-hmm.
seeing what they set out to, they're starting to see the outcome they were hoping. And so right now, like I was just reading several articles, it's basically a 95 to 100% chance of no rate increase tomorrow.
Wow.
So that's good. Now, there's still a 70% chance we're going to see a bump in July.
Mm.
So that's likely to happen. They're probably going to pause, make sure they get some more reporting in, see if what they're doing is working. Because keep in mind, it's a lot of conflicting things. Wages are up, jobs are up, prices up. Like everything that the Fed was trying to bring down, those things aren't. However, inflation is, tamped down a little bit. So, no rate hike tomorrow, but we're likely to see one in July.
All right, you heard it here first from Rich. And if you liked Rich's analysis, I want to let you guys know that he gives us the goods every day inside the network. And so if you're interested to understand how you can be part of the best network in mortgages, click the grow link below and you'll find out all you need to know about what's great about the network. Hey, thanks so much for joining us out there today. Thank you, Rich, for being on, giving us the goods, like I just said. We love to get in front of more people. So if you want to like, subscribe, share this with a friend that would be interested in what's real in mortgage news today, go ahead and do that. We'd love to get your help from that. And until next time, we'll see you on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.